Still in our stage one task progression, the next series of drills that we're going to do have to do with the grip and carry. So we're going to go back and revisit how we found our grip the first time that we were always finding. We always find the soft side of the pole, so it's pointed away from us at the plant. He's already done that. And then we're going to reach as high as we can reach, okay, with our pole in front of our left foot. We're not going to turn our shoulders out of square. So if he reached any higher, you would see his shoulders get lopsided. So we're going to stay nice and square with our shoulders, reach up with our left hand, and then allow the pole to come down to our side, right by our hip, okay, and he's in good position there, or slightly back behind the hip in our back pocket for our carry. Notice his left hand is nice and flat. Okay, one of the common problems here is a lot of people will roll that wrist way over. Okay, we want the wrist nice and flat. Notice he's almost carrying this pole with just his thumbs. Okay, so it's just balanced there. And we're going to do static carries just like that. As we get a little better, we're going to move and lengthen the pole back so he has to carry more pole out in front of him. Okay, and this will help develop his arm strength to carry the pole. As he gets pretty good at carrying here, we're going to move a little farther out. And Mike's accomplished vaulter so he can carry the pole fairly well back. We want to stay square with our shoulders, okay? And we're going to turn just at you. Go ahead and turn right at the camera. All right, and stay square with that plant. Point that pole almost right at him. Okay? Dead square with the pole. All right, come back. Okay, that's one of our drills. The next drill that we do is a close grip. You notice that his grip is about shoulder width apart if he turns sideways. Looking down at shoulder width apart. There's a couple ways to find that. Once he has his plant directly overhead, okay, instead of using it right off the top of the head, he can just reach up, okay, and that's the proper direction the pole should be planted. Or he can just check it, and then he can check it shoulder width apart. Okay, there's one other check system. He can bend his elbow while it's up here, and there should be just about a fist between his elbow and his hand, so about a hand grip between the elbow and where his bottom hand is. His top hand as high as he can reach, and we're perfectly planted. Okay. When we're looking at the plant, we want it directly overhead. Go ahead and reach it as high as you can. And just in front of the left foot for takeoff. The next drill in that series is a run and carry, and we do that sometimes with a close grip drill. Okay, so we'll actually take our little wider shoulder width grip and move it in, okay, as tight as we can move it in and still keep our shoulders square. Okay, if he can keep them square from there, we'll try to move it in just a little more.
I have to come down the pole.
Okay, and you may have to cheat down the pole some. We try to keep the pole level. Good. As soon as we can do that drill with some good level of skill, we go right into run and carries with a close grip. Okay, we always want to keep the shoulder square. Okay, so just a little jogging carry. These particular run and carry drills, we just run and carry. It may be for a distance. At this point in the progression, I'm not worried about them planting the pole. I'm just worried about, are they staying square with their shoulders, or are they relaxed, and can they run and carry the pole? So we have to go back through our carry drills. We have to be able to get in the proper position. Okay, shoulders are square, hands are correct. Okay, and we'll allow the pole to come up through the plant path right by the ear and directly above the head. Arms fully extended. Okay, and we'll repeat this about 10 times. They should be able to do it correctly. Okay. Some of the problems that you'll see associated with this drill, especially in beginners, if they're not strong enough to do the good carry drill, they'll tend to curl or bring the plant path way outside. Okay, we want the pole to come in right next to the ear. Okay, and then directly above the head. This is what an outside plant would look like. Okay? It would go very far outside. And so, a couple of problems that we have with a vault, if you're ever coaching from this angle, if a pole is planted at that angle, this vaulter is going to go off to the right. So we call this an off-right plant. And you can see it very well from the back side. If you look at his spine and the pole is well off to the right, you can tell that's probably where he's going to go. It's just like driving a car. Okay, he'd be headed toward the ditch right now. The other problem that we have is off left. And you can see in that plant, if you look directly at his spine and over his head, that that's off to the left. Okay, he's going to go into the left bar ditch or into the left standard in the pole vault. Okay, we want the pole directly over the head at the plant, straight up. And you can see that's pretty straight. Okay, good job. Okay, another problem that you'll see with this plant, and the reason that we want to do a proper plant, is a plant that goes behind us and back instead of coming up by the ear. Okay, so he lets his hand slip far behind his hips, his shoulders are out of square, and now he tries to plant the pole above his head. Okay, those two things are probably the two most common problems you have with planting the pole and leaving it off right or off left. So when we're looking at the standing plant series, we want shoulders square, hands coming up right by head, and pushing forward. And we're going to do 8 to 10 consecutive in a row before they're allowed to go on to the counting drills. Nice square plant straight over your head. Arms fully extended. Okay, keep shoulders square.